decision of Rashtrapati Bhawan to send out the G20 dinner invites in the name of President of Bharat has set off a war of words between the government and the opposition. The government side has argued that the constitution recognizes both the names India and Bharat for this country. So what is wrong if the president calls herself as President of Bharat? The opposition, especially those who are part of the India alliance, argue that this is a knee-jerk reaction from a quote-unquote scared government. The India alliance partners have argued that this is an attempt to change the name of the country from India to Bharat because the government is scared of the India alliance. What exactly is the legal position? Article 1, Clause 1 of the Indian Constitution says India, that is Bharat, will be a union of states. So both the names are present in the Indian Constitution. If the government is proposing to use the word Bharat more in popular terminology, like the President has done, calling herself as President of Bharat, then the government functionaries argue that they are well within their right. But what if they want to drop the name India altogether? Earlier also, a plea was made before the Supreme Court of India when Justice Bobde was the Chief Justice. The plea said that the direction must be given from the court that this country must be called Bharat and not India. The courts had not interfered at that point, and even now there are choruses that you hear from a lot of BJP leaders. Mohan Bhagwat has said that we should use the word Bharat to refer to our country. Himanta Biswa Sarma has changed his social media bios to call his country Bharat. So if you are going to drop the word India altogether and call this country Bharat, then legal point out that it would require constitutional amendment. Former Secretary General of Lok Sabha, PDT Achari, while speaking to CNN News 18, said that if you want to bring in that kind of an amendment, it will have to be a constitutional amendment because right from the preamble, the country's name is called India. And therefore, you will have to bring in constitutional amendment. For constitutional amendments to go through, you will require two-third majority and you will also require ratification by the states. Leaders are pointing out from the opposition spectrum that since a number of states today are ruled by non-BJP government, will that ratification actually happen? How will you bring that about? DMK leaders whom we spoke to said that, and these are leaders who had earlier objected to the IPC CRPC's new name where India had been replaced by the word Bharatiya. So their opposition is continuing and they are pointing out that all the statutes, all the law books that govern various aspects of lives of people in this country refer to the country as India, refer to the countrymen as Indian. So if you're going to drop the word India altogether and call this country Bharat, then it will be a humongous legislative exercise. A number of laws, a number of statutes will have to be changed. So we'll have to wait and see exactly what the government is proposing. At this stage, the emphasis from the government side, from the BJP leaders, is that India is a colonial tag, is a colonial legacy, even though historians point out that the name India existed much before the Britishers started ruling this country. If you recall historically, right from the 5th century BC, when the Greeks were dominating world affairs, right from that point, there is a reference to this country which was named after the Sindhu River, and which was subsequently called Indus. And from Indus, the name India came in. That is how the trajectory of the name India has been traced by historians. However, BJP pointing out or alleging that this is a name given by our colonial masters and therefore we must do away with it. Now, a special session of the parliament is just round the corner after the G20 summit. Is this the reason why this special summit has been called? Will there be a resolution, the Amrit Kal resolution from the government side where the name Bharat will finally be given, or will there be constitutional amendments brought in? So we don't have the government confirming exactly what it has on its mind in this special session, but a lot of speculations that this could be the reason. Changing the name, changing the way we refer to our country could be the reason why this session has been called. But like I pointed out, legal leaders point out this is easier said than done.